Here she is at the 2022 Forbes Power Women's Summit.
On a set, I knew that they just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do.
So she's a serial fraudster. That's called fraud, when you pretend you want to do the one thing and you'll do the thing they're hiring you for, but all along you have secret plans to do something very, very different that's above your pay grade. And she finally bumped into someone who was weak enough and not famous enough to stop her, right? This Justin Baldoni, most people had never even heard of him. He'd been in like one series. He certainly wasn't at Ryan Reynolds level fame, never mind Blake Lively. And she bullied him into giving her the movie where she did her own cut. They released the cut of the movie. He didn't even get to see it. He was the director of the film, the producer of the film, the guy who got the rights to the film, the one who's supposed to be in control. He didn't even get to see it. He was in the basement at his own movie premiere. And then she had the nerve, because she had 2 minutes of bad publicity when the film hit, to come out and try to blame it all on him. None of it was just due to the fact that she seems like a rather shitty person.
This is an age-old story. A woman speaks up with concrete evidence of SH and retaliation, and the abuser attempts to turn the tables on the victim. This is what experts call DARVO, deny, attack, reverse, victim, offender. Blake Lively's just going to deny, avoid, ignore. She's going to act like all the things that Justin pointed out that are very valid are just, abuser playbook tactics.
Rumors are exploding that Bennifer Lopez has slammed the door on Ben Affleck, and the catalyst might be his old simmering situation with Blake Lively. Outrageous, right? Well, there's talk that J.Lo felt blindsided by whispers of Ben's lingering admiration for his former flame. Alleged voicemails, suspicious text exchanges, and downright manipulative behavior, according to the rumor mill, have all come hurtling into the spotlight. And let's be clear, everything we're hearing is part of a swirling rumor tornado, so take a deep breath before we dive in. Because once we do, it gets even juicier. Are we looking at a cunning betrayal that's been hidden behind red carpet smiles? Or is this all one giant smokescreen? Either way, buckle up. This is where the roller coaster starts. Word on the street is that Bennifer Lopez, known for her show-stopping performances and powerhouse status, might have just walked away from the glossy Bennifer dream. Why? Because, apparently, someone dropped a bombshell. Maybe Ben couldn't stop reminiscing about his past entanglement with Blake Lively. Now, nobody ever imagined these two names colliding. J.Lo and Blake live in entirely different circles, right? Yet some insiders insist that as soon as J.Lo caught wind of certain undeniable signs, she lost her composure. Allegedly, friends in J.Lo's circle saw her patience snap when rumors surfaced about Ben possibly exchanging sweet nothings with Blake behind the scenes. Crazy? Sure. But you know what else is wild? The suggestion that J.Lo might have found cryptic messages or overheard a so-called private call that pointed to an emotional link between the ex-lovers. The tabloids wasted no time fanning the flames. They claimed J.Lo confronted Ben, demanding honesty, and let's just say it ended with slammed doors and pointed fingers. Was it jealousy, heartbreak, or a lifetime of drama snapping into place? We can't confirm, but the rumor mills are screaming that this was the spark that set everything aflame. And if you're already stunned, just wait. Things are about to get even more tangled. People on social media haven't stopped speculating. Did Blake Lively always hold a special place in Ben's heart? Sounds outrageous, but the theory has legs, especially considering how paparazzi hounded Ben and Blake during their earlier collaboration and rumored romance. Fans recall how their on-screen chemistry left tongues wagging, and it's no secret that tabloids latched onto any whiff of a real-life spark. Now, as improbable as it may seem, some folks are convinced that Ben never fully moved on from that connection, even while parading around town with J.Lo on his arm. Here's the kicker. Rumor has it J.Lo caught wind of all this and felt blindsided. She's battled ex-related drama before. Remember her complicated tango with Alex Rodriguez and his potential wandering eye? So it's said that the second she heard about Blake Lively possibly being more than a long-ago footnote, her trust shattered. Could this be a carbon copy of her prior heartbreaks? Some cynics snicker that J-Lo, used to being the grand centerpiece of any relationship, couldn't handle even the faintest suggestion that her fiancé's mind might be elsewhere. Then again, who could blame her? If you believe the scuttlebutt, that pang of jealousy would be enough to make anyone pack their bags. But hold up, this is only scratching the surface of the meltdown. Now, let's talk about the second possible trigger: raging ego battles. Both J-Lo and Ben are A-listers with massive careers, devoted fans, and enough spotlight to light up the Vegas Strip. Yet behind the scenes, tensions might have bubbled over. Whispers suggest that back in the day, Ben was starstruck by Blake Lively's quick rise. She was all over entertainment news, red carpets, you name it. Meanwhile, J-Lo's unstoppable trajectory has often overshadowed her partners. Could it be that Ben felt overshadowed, then found an ego boost by thinking about someone else who once made him feel special? Harsh? Sure, but insiders claim that the collision of two giant career paths can be a recipe for jealousy and suspicion. Tabloids love painting J-Lo as demanding and Ben as laid back, but the rumor is that in private, Ben can be just as control-hungry as she is. Suddenly, references to Blake's glitzy status in Hollywood might have stoked an old flame in his mind. And if J-Lo picked up even a whiff of that, can you imagine the combustible arguments? It's not hard to picture them throwing around lines. Like, "You still yearn for that starlet," or "You just can't handle me being a bigger name." From what the rumor mill says, these battles got vicious. Yet, unbelievably, the story still deepens. Speaking of vicious, the tabloids have been relentless. And it wouldn't be the first time a celebrity relationship got shredded by hungry gossip columns. Kim and Kanye, Meghan and Harry, any power couple you name, the media tries to rip them apart for a headline. So could the tabloids themselves be part of the reason J-Lo and Ben are at each other's throats? Some say yes. J-Lo's no stranger to paparazzi, and in the past, she's handled them like a seasoned pro. But even the toughest star can break when rumors about secret exes start flooding the internet. Now add so-called leaked info from unnamed sources claiming they heard about sly text to Blake Lively. The headlines practically wrote themselves. Ben Affleck can't let go of Blake, or J-Lo furious over Ben's hidden feelings. People in J-Lo's camp, apparently outraged by the swirling gossip, might have confronted her about all these stories. The more the tabloids howled, the more J-Lo's suspicions grew, if we trust the chatter. In situations like this, outside influences can push a relationship to the brink. It's like stepping into a vortex of rumor after rumor until you don't know whom to trust. And from what onlookers say, that confusion escalated the tension in real time. But hold tight, there's a possibility that none of this would have stuck if certain leaked communications hadn't popped up, shining a glaring spotlight on Ben's alleged secrets. So here we are at the whispered heart of the scandal. Did someone get a hold of private calls or texts that imply Ben might still carry a torch for Blake Lively? Talk about explosive. The story goes that J-Lo discovered a suspicious stash of messages, maybe, on Ben's phone, maybe from an informant who claimed they had receipts. Allegedly, these messages were more affectionate than any normal casual chat. And if that wasn't enough, some claim a mutual friend spilled the beans, insisting that Ben had reached out to Blake more than once in the past year. Did this mutual friend have a hidden agenda? Was it all a ploy to grab 5 minutes of fame? No one knows for sure, but the rumor is that J-Lo took those allegations to heart, cornering Ben to demand answers. Words flew, voices were raised, and the entire charade of a perfect couple might have crashed down in that single confrontation. It's the classic case of manipulative secrets unraveling at the worst possible moment. Some watchers suspect that if true, Ben's cryptic hush-hush approach came from a place of longing or guilt. Others claim it's pure tabloid fiction designed to sabotage them, but if the rumor's real, then J-Lo's reaction must have been an unfiltered storm. And that sets the stage for the next level of meltdown. From what's being whispered, once the cat was out of the bag, neither J-Lo nor Ben held back. Tension erupted into screaming matches, shock revelations, and possibly even tears. This is how the rumor mill describes it. One version suggests J-Lo caught Ben off guard while he was preparing to head out for a shoot, cornering him about the messages. Another version says it happened during a dinner, with Ben storming off when he realized he couldn't sweet-talk his way out of the confrontation. Either way, a meltdown was on the menu. The gossip watchers, as usual, claim inside knowledge of a meltdown so massive it could rival reality TV show dramas. Allegedly, J.Lo called him manipulative and self-absorbed, accusing him of undermining their trust from day one. He may have fired back with accusations about her being entitled and too hung up on her own image to see his side. The vibe was downright combative, just as you'd expect from two celebrities under crushing pressure. But the real stunner is how swiftly it all escalated. Some say J.Lo threatened to pack her bags immediately, refusing to be made a fool by another worthless rumor. Others claim she planned to publicly expose Ben if he didn't come clean. By this point, it sounded less like a lover's quarrel and more like a ticking bomb. And that bomb, according to certain sources, finally went off. So, what was the last straw? Reports vary, but one dramatic account says J.Lo actually dialed up Blake Lively, or tried to, demanding clarity. Whether that's true or not, the rumor is sensational enough to send fan communities into a frenzy. Did J.Lo confront the alleged other woman for proof of what Ben had been saying behind her back? Or was it all a bluff aimed at scaring Ben into a confession? We might never know, but here's the real kicker. If there was any chance of saving Bennifer 2.0, insiders claim this final act of desperation shredded it. Ben, feeling cornered and exposed, might have admitted to some contact with Blake, though he'll never publicly say so. J.Lo, outraged and heartbroken, may have slammed the door on the entire relationship. People close to the couple report that tensions were already sky-high due to insane schedules and constant paparazzi invasions. And maybe this Blake fiasco was just the perfect storm. The idea that J.Lo would stand idly by, watching her fiancé pine for a different starlet, even if only in half-flirtatious messages, is pretty hard to swallow. So she made a bold move. And while some cry that it's all manufactured drama, others claim she's done, over, moving on. As for Ben, if rumors are to be believed, he's left to pick up the pieces. And that brings us to the burning question: how much of this can we believe? The tabloids are infamous for spinning tales, and none of the principal players, J.Lo, Ben, or Blake, have gone on record about these allegations. But there's a fiery sense of indignation swirling in the air, fueled by the way each shocking leak seems to reveal a fresh betrayal. Could this be a grand manipulation scheme by people hungry for scandal? Or is there a core of truth, with secret phone calls and sly text messages pointing to an unsteady foundation from the very start? In the end, all we can do is watch, speculate, and wonder if an official statement might ever see the light of day. If these rumors hold any water, then perhaps J.Lo made the right call in cutting ties. If they're just wild tabloid fantasies, well, then this storm will blow over like all the rest. Still, the possibility of clandestine entanglements and silent sabotage has people hooked. Can you believe how quickly a pristine image can crack under the weight of rumor after rumor? It's as though each new drip of alleged evidence intensifies the scandal, hinting that even the most confident manipulator can't dodge the truth forever. One thing's certain, if this messy saga is real, it's a brutal reminder that secrets rarely stay hidden, and when they do come out, they can take down the biggest names in the business. Stay tuned, because if history has taught us anything, it's that in Hollywood, no rumor stays buried for long.